All right, hey everyone, Jammer here from Jammer's Wrestling Magazine Collection, and today I'm doing a small video on a personal favorite of mine from the 1980s and even into the early 90s. Now, I don't know why I like this guy, I just did. Uh, he could do no wrong, in my opinion, and that would be this man right here. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's right. I was a fan of the Barber. I mean, honestly, looking back, his ring work wasn't the best. He wasn't naturally gifted in a technical standpoint, but he had a cool look. His image was everything to me. And I guess technically, when you look back, he almost had the look of like a male stripper. And I guess really the name Beefcake should probably, say that well, that's what he was. But as a kid, I didn't know that. As a kid, I thought he was just cool. Now I'm going to do something out of the ordinary here, folks. I'm going to open this. I'm opening it up. I'm going to take this out because I want to show you some things about it. It actually, there's a great shot. Look at that. And there's a reason why I'm showing this photo. It's because I actually have the Beefcake figure that goes with this. So yes, I have Brutus Beefcake action figures, as well. Oh, by the way, the poster is intact. It is here. So, what a great face. I would have loved to have had that poster as a kid, but I have it now, thankfully. So they actually show in here, though, how he became the Barber. Like they show Brutus Beefcake with the tag titles, which brings us to that. So I do have every era of Beefcake you could ask for the figures. But this also talks about how he became the Barber. How Adrian Adonis accidentally cut Beefcake's hair when he tried to cut... I don't know if it was Rick Martel or Tom Zank's hair. I remember it was a 6-man tag on Superstars. And Adonis was into cutting hair or something, and then boom, Beefcake gets that gimmick. So yeah, this book is, questionnaire on Beefcake and everything. So yeah, Brutus Beefcake, my guilty pleasure for an 80s wrestler. Put that here. Move this up a bit here. There we go. So we got the spotlight on Beefcake, but that's not all. We also got this magazine from September 1988, and it's got Brutus Barber Beefcake on the cover. It says Brutus Barber Beefcake still strutting and cutting. Other stories in this one is Demolition versus Strikeforce, Martel seriously hurt, the SummerSlam 88 exclusive preview, Haku Crown, wrestling's new King of the Ring, and Brother Love, a strange new presence in the WWF. In this issue, Valentine stops Superstar for good and Hacksaw Jim Duggan at home. So that's a can't miss magazine there from September 1988 with the Barber on it. And of course, this one here, May 1990, close-up of the Barber. This one, of course, Bruce the Barber demands sheer perfection. That's when he was going after Mr. Perfect, going into WrestleMania 6. Hulk Hogan experiences a major earthquake. Warlord and Barbarian moved to new managers. That's when Warlord ended up getting with the Doctor Style Slick and Barbarian with Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bret Hart rumbles with a rocker. That was when Bret Hart wrestled Shawn Michaels on Wrestling Challenge. And Orient Express, Mr. Fuji's new find. Up here we got In this issue, Duggan profiled, another Duggan profile, nice. Martel preens and Earthquake ponders our probing queries. So, interesting. Now, of course, with that, there is another Beefcake magazine here that I've showed you before, but I'll show you again because it's Beefcake. And I always wanted this one. Is this magazine, right, from the Wrestling Eye, and he has the tag title belt. I always thought that looked so cool. And again, it goes with the action figures of Beefcake. Let me get this right. Here we go. So, stuff like that. WrestleMania 2 with the yellow pants and the purple arms. Those are silver WWF tag titles too, people, not the gold one. So that would work for those out there who are collecting wrestling figures for Mattel, or just wrestling figures in general who don't really have a lot of history or knowledge about the silver titles. You would want to have them on the likes of the Dream Team, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, and I also want to say Strike Force had them as well. Strike Force were the last ones with them. Then they ended up turning over to the gold looking ones, and they had them when they dropped them to Demolition. So if you have a Valentine and you got a Beefcake, get the belts on them, make the Dream Team. Then you got Brutus the Barber, of course. And last but not least, this version of Brutus the Barber, which doesn't really get talked about much, the New Generation one, where he had the that sweet mask on his face. So, oh my God. Beefcake. There. Brutus Beefcake, my collection. So for wrestling magazines, these are the only 3 older WWF style magazines I have. Like I said, I have strictly New Generation. So everything from December 92, where Brett was first seen winning the title off Flair in it, until April 1998, when they were phasing out that and going into the Attitude Era. And the reason why I think about April 98, they were already in the Attitude Era, of course, in real time. But since these magazines come out like months ahead of time, they don't line up. Like, for example, May 1990, here with Beefcake, is Hogan experiences a major earthquake. I think that happened in January or February of 1990. I want to say that was in that. I remember Hogan and Warrior kind of had like a thing going on, tagging up or helping each other out against Earthquake and Dino Bravo, and that's when Earthquake had on the brown tights. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Earthquake wore brown boots and brown singlet for a while there. So yeah, so they're always way ahead of time. Like, that's September 88, and they're talking about the exclusive preview for SummerSlam. So that probably was July or so when that magazine actually came out, maybe even late June. But so yeah, these are the only 3 I have that are old. I only got them because Brutus the Barber Beefcake was on the cover. Again, he's just a weird favorite of mine from that era. I don't know why. I really wish I could say why I like Brutus the Barber Beefcake. But then again, look, one of my other favorites was Shawn Michaels when he was Heartbreak Kid. So, I guess they're kind of the same in a way. I just think that, I don't know, I just thought Beefcake was cool. He had like the cool tights, the zebra looking out. Again, Shawn did too, right? Shawn had the zebra outfits as well, with the zebra hearts and such on his tights. So maybe there's something to be said about the zebra tights, right? I guess technically I should be a huge fan of Flying Brian Pillman, because he had the orange Cincinnati Bengals zebra trunks on. But yeah, Beefcake was the man to me. I remember the day when Outlaw Ron Bass took the spears to his head and kept him out of SummerSlam 88, thus having him miss out on the opportunity to defeat the Honky Tonk Man for the Intercontinental title, and the Ultimate Warrior got that that honor of that privilege. And then again in 1990 at SummerSlam, right? Yeah, SummerSlam 88 was Beefcake and Honky. It didn't happen. SummerSlam 90 was Beefcake and Mr. Perfect for the Intercontinental title. And it didn't happen because of that boating accident on the July 4th weekend, I believe it was, of that year, when that lady hit him in the face with her knees out there doing some sort, I forget what they were doing, but Beefcake's face was a mess. I heard it wasn't good. But he ended up coming back in a wrestling in 1993. And I never understood why, like what was going on then between 1990 through 1993. Like, I get it that he got injured in the summer of 90. I get it he had to take time off. And then he did the Barber Shop, which has that great angle with the rocker splitting up on. But when he came back to wrestle in 1993, I thought that was crazy. Like, I thought this guy just couldn't wrestle anymore. But here he is, and he came back and continued wrestling in WCW for years after that as well, which I didn't care for. I didn't care for the Booty Man. I didn't care for the Man with No Name or the Butcher or Zodiac or the Disciple, any of those things. That was horrible. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, was where it's at for me. I thought that was the coolest. So, yeah, this is just a short little video today on Brutus the Barber Beefcake and explaining why he was my favorite wrestler. Again, I really don't know why, but just maybe the image. He was just cool. He cut people's hair. It was just a cool gimmick to have, right? And Beefcake did it well. So there it is. I plan on doing a longer video sooner with some ideas I have. Just lately I've been wanting to get these out there for you guys, because maybe some of you look forward to these daily, or and enjoy watching them. I kind of want to do that for you guys. But I thought today I would show off, so I knew this wouldn't take too long, my small little Brutus the Barber Beefcake collection. And, maybe one day I'll try to add to these magazines. Maybe I will collect the WWF magazines from the 80s and early 90s. But until then, I at least have these with Brutus the Barber Beefcake on the cover. So, with that being said, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Share the video if you want. If you know someone who loves Brutus the Barber Beefcake as much as I do, let them know. They can watch this video too. If anyone knows Brutus the Barber Beefcake, let him know. He could watch this video. But yeah, so I just want to, say that's it. And I'll talk to you guys later.